Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Welcome, everybody, to Kevs and a Mic podcast, Tuesday night, 7:30. He didn't have a Red Bull.
What an entrance.
He wanted the song so badly.
I really did.
Imagine they didn't hear any of that song.
Well,
We're going to find out.
All
right, we're here. This is episode 7, Two Kevs and a Mic podcast. Let it be known. What happens?
I feel like we're at like PC Richard or Best Buy. And you ever go to Best Buy?
Kevin, all right, guys. There's Kevin's phone here. There's the MacBook here, and then I'm going live on Instagram right now.
That's so funny.
So we're everywhere. So
we're all over.
So everybody chiming in on Instagram. If you're not liking what you're seeing and it's hard and you can't hear me as well, you need to go onto Facebook for Two Kevs and a Mic, and you need to follow us on there. Are you going live on Two Kevs and a Mic? Or did you mess up?
No.
Are you going live on your private account?
No, I'm on
Then we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to start right away. You probably have seen what we just posted. So I'm just going to let Kevin go into that right away because that's definitely important to this week's episode.
Yes. So, guys, you're going to see on our Facebook page, I just posted a link to our new giveaway. The giveaway is for OMG, which is One Mighty Gift Card.
OMG.
It's actually a local company that is owned by this woman named Lisa, who actually has served us as a waitress at a local diner at the Peter Pan Diner in West Islip.
Put them on.
So we go to the diner every week after the podcast, and she served us. Really nice woman, and
amazing.
She started this company a couple of years ago, and she's really working on it.
This has been in the works for a while.
Yeah, this has been in the works for a while, and it's just starting to take off a little bit. So you're going to start to see these gift cards everywhere soon, and we're really excited to do the giveaway. So One Mighty Gift Card is a gift card, and you purchase it. That money obviously goes to the company, but then let's say you purchase a $50 gift card. You now have $50 to either donate yourself to a charity, or you could give it to a friend, and then that friend goes on the website and it has a list of all the local charities, every charity in the country, pretty much. And
she's trying to get as many on there as possible to have public viewing, so it gives them some like odd views from different people coming on.
So you could donate that gift card to any charity you want. So if you win the $25 gift card, you can go on the site and donate that $25 to any charity of your choice, and then you could also buy a gift card yourself and then give it to another friend. So like Lisa always says, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, her whole point here is the gift of giving too.
Yeah.
She shows and it's not a non-profit organization, and she made a point of that.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing that she's dealing with is she's making it known that it's a for-profit organization. It's the gift of giving, because a lot of the non-profits that she reached out to first, like they got the wrong idea. Like these non-profits compete with each other, which is an ironic statement in itself. And we went into detail with that, and she says she has more of an opportunity to help people without being a non-profit organization. She said she has more opportunities in being an actual business, and she'll be able to help more people and reach more people in doing this. So hop on that giveaway, share that giveaway. If you haven't shared Two Kevs and a Mic, that's fine. Don't worry about our videos. We'd rather you guys hop on and share this gift card.
Yeah, so open a new tab right now. If you open a new tab so you can still stay live with us, go on the Two Kevs and a Mic Facebook page, scroll down. I just posted it a few minutes ago. All you have to do is click on that link that says click here to enter, and all you have to do is visit our Facebook page. And once you visit our Facebook page, you're automatically entered in the giveaway, and then we will choose a winner next Tuesday, and we will announce the winner.
We're announcing that
next
live?
Tuesday night. Yeah, next Tuesday night we can announce it live.
All right,
so you guys have 7 days, but do it right now, and then please share that link to that post so other people have the opportunity to win the gift card as well.
Perfect. So we have a lot of topics on here. We had so many topics last week.
Yeah, man.
We didn't cover half of them. But this is not on there, but it came to my mind when I was upstairs, and I have to tell you. I was going to the bathroom, and I was using the bathroom, and I'm just going to put it out there. I'm confused. Is there a regulation for the height of a toilet?
I didn't know where you were going with this.
Have you ever sat down on a toilet and you felt like you were like squatting and it was difficult?
It was too low, you're saying?
No, this one was way too high. And I want someone out there to let me know, what's the regulation in the town of Islip for legal toilets. Because sometimes they're too high, too low.
Wait, so by the toilet being too high,
it's an uncomfortable situation. And
it,
I'm a tall dude, but like I'm thinking of like women and other size men, like their feet might be dangling.
I'm trying to picture this now. So if the toilet is too high, then you're squatting on it. It hurts like your thighs.
Well, it's not a relaxed bending of the knee.
Right.
I'm being very transparent with them right now.
So you're upset. So you
but
just
think about it. Is there a regulation for toilet? I don't know.
I don't think
so. I'm gonna let you guys know when I Google the town of Islip, because I know that they're very strict on regulations and different building construction stuff. Yeah. So that's what was on my mind.
The town of Islip is having a lot of issues lately.
Oh, yes. We brought this up before, guys.
Yeah.
Islip McDonald's, you guys know that somebody put the flag upside down, one of the employees, and everybody was pissed. Mm-hmm. Something else happened.
Right.
What happened?
So they found the what did they find? The flag? Was it
found
the flag?
The flag
buried
under the snow. We had a snowstorm. Was that last week?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a snowstorm last week, and the American flag was discovered off the pole under the snow on the ground. Now, for a lot of people, that's a big deal, right? Like people get very upset with the American flag.
Oh yeah, they get really upset. So now, is this a different, like, they have, like, two separate flags, and, like, one was up and one was buried into the snow? Or, like, people were looking for the flag again, and they couldn't find it?
I think it was not up
and
there.
it was not up, and,
Don't
where is
quote
it
me
now? And then it was under the snow. So it got buried under the snow and turned upside down within a couple weeks.
So people are pissed.
So there's obviously a very disgruntled American citizen working at the Islip McDonald's, and he wants to turn the Islip flag upside down.
Yeah.
Now they have to have cameras in the parking lot. I'm guessing. I feel like all McDonald's. Or at least
I said the same thing to my mom.
Yeah.
Like, all right, at a certain point, is this just news? Because if there's a culprit and they're pissed, just turn on the cameras and you could see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems like a simple concept to me. So something fishy is going on.
Something weird's going on in the Islip McDonald's.
So if you have any information about the culprit at the McDonald's,
I would love to see. I wonder who went into that McDonald's the days after that incident, the first incident happened, and actually walked in and said something. I would love to be a fly in the wall for those conversations.
They must have been furious.
Oh, yeah.
Or it was a casual person.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even notice it.
No.
If it had been me.
No.
Oh, also, my Snapchat. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, I just scared the shit out of Kev before we started. He was prepping on the iPad, and there's an alternate entrance to the history room. And
this is bullshit.
I snuck up on you.
Tell them your Snapchat name so they can take a look at this.
Follow me on Snapchat, KEVINPALULIS. Just my name, Kevin Palulis. Follow me. I snuck up on him. This is the entrance behind us. That's right where he was. I went around to the alternate entrance, used the key to get in. I told him I was going to the bathroom, which I did. But on my way back, I recorded the whole thing live. I sneaked through this. This is a long hallway. I don't know how he didn't hear me.
Yeah.
And what did you throw? You threw something.
I had a water bottle. I had a Dasani water bottle because we went to the pizza place. And I was just enjoying myself, working on the social media post for our page. I'm working hard for the podcast. I'm trying to do things, trying to make things happen. We're in a rush. We got a half hour till we're going live. And I got scared shitless that I fumbled and it was so bad.
Don't drop the ball, Petey.
I dropped the water bottle.
If this was Remember the Titans, you would have had to pick the ball up and run a mile.
Yeah.
You fumbled.
Don't do that again in the future because like I had no idea you were even in the room. It's scary in two ways. Like one, I was actually
it's already
frightened.
creepy down here to begin with.
It's already creepy down here to begin with.
We all know that.
Two, I can't believe that you didn't make a sound. Like
Dude,
you
this
had
is a long hallway.
It's a long room, so you had to walk from one end of the room all the way to the other end of the room, and I had no idea you were in the room at all.
I'm stealth.
You are stealthy. Could you be considered a snake? Like you were like a snake. You were like just going on.
I just slithered across this whole room and scared him.
Okay, it's Slither, so that must be where Slytherin comes from. Is Slytherin is their mascot a snake?
It's after Salazar Slytherin, a person.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with a snake, but
Oh.
it kind of does, right? Like metaphorically, the book. That's why.
Yeah. It's connected to a snake because people in the House of Slytherin are also
Mhm.
Parseltongues, so they can
Yeah.
speak to snakes.
If anyone has any other evidence of Kevin being a ninja or a snake, please write in the comment section. Like, if you ever had any experience with him, like just sneaking out of nowhere and just popping up, I would like to know.
I have good
Just
timing
because you could use that like a lot of like.
I could be
scary
hired.
ways. Yeah,
for private investigation, a PI company. I would love that, honestly.
that'd be great.
So, here we go.
Okay,
He's
so
hyped. There was a bull, and he's hyped.
guys, most of you know by now there was a bull today running around in the streets of Jamaica, Queens.
Of all places,
Right
I
here
love
in
it.
New York,
Yep.
there was a bull, and it was probably one of the saddest yet funniest stories of all time. So I'll give you
So you're at work.
all my thoughts. I'm at work, and
Tell
I
us
come
your
back
initial
from my I
thoughts.
come back from my well, I was actually on my lunch break, and I'm looking at my phone, and I see bull is roaming through the streets of Jamaica, Queens, and I'm like, all right, this has to be like the Onion, like something fake. Then I find out that it was a true story. It was ABC again that reported it, and I'm like, there's no way that a bull is actually running through the streets. So first, I think it's hilarious. So I go back to the office, and I'm looking into it, and at first they said that like the bull was like running around forever, and like I thought it was still loose.
My first question before I thought of anything else was, where the hell did it come
That's
from?
what I was thinking too. That's what I think most people were thinking of.
I'm like, there's no way a local resident in Jamaica, Queens is housing
Housing-
a bull as
housing
a pet.
bull. Right?
So
And
I was
I'm like, the zoo is in the Bronx. Not to mention, I don't even think they have
a bull.
bulls. Yeah. I'm about to have the second sneeze on the podcast, but
You have to sneeze?
soon I feel
He's
like
gonna
it's coming.
sneeze on the
I
podcast.
feel it coming. So I think that. So anyway, I'll tell you where the bull came from in a second. So the bull was roaming around, and actually, the good news was no one got injured. So I'm like, that's great.
That's
And
a
they
good
said
day.
the bull was captured. I'm like, that's great. But the bull didn't die. Like they hit it with a
That's
tranq-
all I was thinking about, dude. Because I'm like, we're about to have Harambe all over again.
At first, they hit it with the tranquilizer, and the bull is now safe. They're bringing it back. They said it was actually going to be butchered. So they were about to cut and kill this bull. They were about to cut it up. And it was a hero. It pulled a heroic move. It was like,
yeah, it did
no.
what was good for
And
him, man.
They pull, I don't know, like, they pull out whatever weapon, and it said the bull escaped. How
Mhm.
epic is that? The bull escaped.
I hope they don't kill him now. I hope they don't slaughter him now.
Well, here's the thing: the bull's dead.
Wait,
You didn't know this? This is live. I'm telling you this live. So this is a great reaction. Okay, so they shot the bull.
I didn't know it died.
I think, according to reports, I'm pretty sure they had to shoot it a couple times because they thought they had it down at one point. ABC reported, and then it got back up and started running away again. So then the second time they shot it, they apprehended it. They brought it into a truck, and they were bringing it back to the butcher, right? And then later, like, ABC updated their article, and it said, like, this is an ABC update. And they said that the bull was pronounced dead on arrival when it got to, like, the animal hospital or whatever it was.
Who transported this animal?
I don't know. We'll have to
I
look
need to
into
know.
this. So the bull is dead, and I was like, wow.
What's the
all I
bull's
could immediately
name?
think of was Harambe 2017. And it's so interesting because it's an animal. It's
Wait,
an animal that should...
Wait, we recorded an audio session before we started the live shows.
Yeah.
And Kevin King made a prediction for 2017 that in February, I think you said
Yes,
in February, we're
yes.
going to find the audio clip. He said in February there's going to be an extreme death.
Yes.
There's going to be a celebrity death.
Yes,
and it's this
celebrities are
bull.
dying.
This bull died.
This bull died.
I didn't know he died.
Mary Tyler Moore died, so, like, if Mary Tyler Moore died and this bull died...
I don't know who that is.
That's... Okay, so we have a famous actress, and now a bull that's dead.
I didn't know the bull
Thank
died.
God it's not Jordan. If it was Jordan, holy shit.
Michael.
You think Jordan's upset. But, yeah, so anyway,
Yes,
the
sir,
bull
chicken
is
roll.
dead. I hate to break it to you, but the bull is dead. But here's what I also came to the conclusion of. The bull would have died either way, but at
Okay.
least... It's so funny, because you and I were just talking about this last night. I'll tell you guys the conversation we had. So the bull was going to die either way, and it was going to be eaten. It was going to be used as steak, maybe a hamburger, maybe a cheeseburger.
I gotta tell you, more and more as I get older, I'm getting away from dark meat and honestly, like, barely chicken. Like, I feel like I don't, like, I'm grossed out by meat more so in life.
But you need and love the gains.
I
so-
love the gains,
So you have
but I'm
to...
at least getting away from the dark meat. I'm slowly gonna eventually, hopefully, maybe, remove myself from the world of animals.
So, the bad news is the bull is
Someone
dead.
doesn't know that Oh, never mind.
Imagine the Carrie Fisher. Wait, no. Yeah.
Princess Leia has been dead.
So Kev, so the bull was gonna die either way, right? They were gonna slaughter
didn't
it,
have to.
but instead it won out in heroic fashion. It made a run for it. I don't know where it planned to run, but it made a run
Dude,
for it.
it's so cool. It literally escaped the slaughterhouse. He's like, I'm out. He took care of himself,
So
and he ends
weak.
up dead.
That's why I thought it was weak, because I found out that it was gonna get slaughtered, and I just picture it like,
It's like,
nah,
oh,
nah,
nah.
it's not tonight.
He's like, not today.
So and that's why I thought it was funny at first, because I thought the bull was gonna live. I didn't know he was gonna get slaughtered either. That's another reason why I originally thought it was funny.
So is he still going to be made into someone's meal? That's going to be an expensive. That's going to go on like eBay, and it's going to be like
yeah.
put up.
I thought the bull was like being kept somewhere for some other reason, and then not that it was gonna die, and it escaped, and I thought it was all gonna work out.
I'm so pissed.
Yeah, the bull is dead. Guys, give us your thoughts about the bull, and email us with.
If anybody knows who transported the bull and is responsible for the death of this bull, and what this bull's name is, because we're gonna stand up, we're gonna fight back. Right?
I'm so surprised.
I'm so pissed.
I checked my Twitter and my Facebook updates, and I didn't see a lot about the bull.
Give it time.
But I'm assuming
this
that
will become a meme.
Yeah, I don't think Harambe took off that quickly either. This is going to be like
this is gonna be huge.
PETA's gonna have a field day with this. This is gonna be insane for them.
Yeah, PETA from
so you're upset
the Hunger
though,
Games,
right? Yeah, you're upset though, right?
I'm pissed. I didn't know he died. This is live that I'm finding out.
You found out that the bull died.
Can
live.
you change the topic? I'm pissed.
So you wanted to mention women's pants, or at least not given the lack thereof. And the lack thereof of female products.
Holy crap! Yeah. I watched this video on Facebook yesterday. I should have shared it to two Kevs and a Mike. Maybe I'll find it. So basically, it was a live recording of a session in the courtroom, and this young woman was charged with shoplifting. She's in the courtroom awaiting her hearing. Okay, and the judge is like, "Hold on. Where are your pants?" So they allow her to speak. This girl who shoplifted, broke the law, was refused the right to pants.
That's an older video, though.
3 days?
Yeah.
And feminine hygiene products, a.k.a. she probably needed them.
Yeah.
And she didn't have pants on either.
Yeah.
So is it real?
No, it is real.
Okay, so it's real.
And then the judge
calls up and says, like, she's like freeing her of all the she's like, this is a shoplifting charge.
Yeah, that video was a little older, but stuff like that I heard happens all the time,
dude.
Which is like really sad if you think about it. So she got a shoplifting charge, and now she's
denied the right to put pants on, and probably in the presence of male officers and court officials.
Yeah,
and then she's not allowed feminine hygiene products. Yeah. She's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, so she wasn't even charged at this point. Well, she was charged, but she wasn't even...
She's shoplifting.
Yeah.
We live, baby.
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos on Facebook?
No.
We live, baby?
No.
Alright, I'll show you those another time.
Wow.
So, she didn't have pants on, and the judge was so angry, and I was angry. Right. I was pissed. Yeah. Are you pissed about this?
I'm a little pissed. I was a little pissed when I saw it, but I was excited about the judge's...
Well, the judge responded properly. But the problem is, as always, the comment section. What do you think people said in the comment section?
That's what she gets for shoplifting.
That's what you get when you break the law. She has no rights. Yeah. She's trash.
It's so funny because people break laws all the time, but it's just like the laws they break, they don't get caught because it's easy. Like, okay, like... For example, like, have you ever drank under the age of 21? Have you ever smoked weed? Have you ever have you ever jaywalked? Yeah. Have you ever sped on the highway? Yeah. Like, all those things are breaking the law. But you just don't do a lot of jail time for it. Like shoplifting, like it could have been like 2 T-shirts for like $20 or $30. And she has a court date, and then she's denied.
She's kept in jail. Yeah. She's kept in the jail.
We have a big comment though. The bull was transported by police in the Animal Care Center in East New York. Okay, Bolt. The center would reveal that they would not reveal the cause of death. That's a little shady.
I'm hoping that it was just stress. Because if I find out that it was the cause
what are you gonna do?
Of these people, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna fight back.
So this is we have a good amount of viewers right now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. So we're gonna propose the big question of the night. Something you and I were talking about last night. We had a conversation via text about whether it's better to die young you die because you're sticking up for something you believe in, or you're doing it in a heroic way, like jumping in front of a train to save your friend, or would you rather live your whole life working like like a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, maybe like a minimum wage job, but like live till you're 100 and just die of cancer or die of old age. So you live longer, but you're never really known for something. You don't have like that heroic.
Wait, no, he didn't say this via text last night.
What did I say to you?
He said you can die young a hero, or you can die of old age, or of cancer at 100. He didn't clarify it wouldn't amount to anything. So I chose die of old age because over the span of 100 years, I'd have the opportunity to reach more people and help more people. He didn't tell me I was going to be a loser. So what's the scenario?
Okay, so you could either die, like you could die a legend, right?
Die a legend.
Or like Drake.
Marry me in underneath the Gucci store.
Yeah, yeah. Or
bury me inside.
Bury
the Gucci
me like
store.
John Lennon.
If I die today.
Bury me like John Lennon. Covered in Louis. I'm talking all brown linen.
Yeah.
So, pretty much what I want you to do is think about this. Would you rather die an old man and not really go out in a heroic way, like die of old age? Most people are, or die young and go out in a heroic way.
Die young.
So most people are saying die young. But you said you think you could have more of an impact if you live till you're 100. You could accomplish so many more things. And I thought that was an honest answer and a good answer, something that made a lot of sense. And then that ties in with the whole thing of like, are you afraid to die in general?
So now we're getting specific here. They want how? Yeah. So I'm afraid to die young in general. I don't fear death. I told Kevin King, I do not fear death.
No.
Death and I will meet, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I fear dying young before I get where I'm going, before I
Right.
achieve all that I think I'm capable of.
So you're not afraid to die as long as you die old, but you don't want to die at like the age of...
I'm fine with dying. It's just like I need time. I have things to do.
Right.
I'm not afraid to die.
Right.
Obviously, I don't want to be burnt alive or drowned.
Right.
But I'm not focused on how I'm going to die. I'm focused on how I'm going to live. And
Right.
I want to have a long time to do that.
Yeah.
I wonder what majority of people actually fear death.
I would say most, which is why I think that like religion too is like such a big thing. I think like especially in our country, I feel like people have to have, some sort of like faith as to where they're going after they die. You know what I mean? Right? You would.
Yeah,
I mean,
since the dawn of creation, people have made up ways and thought of ideas as to where we could possibly go when we die.
Yeah.
That's like such a thing. I don't know why. And it's always been around.
Yeah. It's interesting because no one really likes to talk about it because, like, why would you want to talk about it? Because then eventually you know what's going to happen. It's
I told you there's no beauty in life if we lived forever.
Yes.
In the sense that the only reason life is beautiful is because we die.
Yeah, I was telling you, there's the oldest man in the world. He was like 120 or 140 or something, and they interviewed him. I forgot what country, but he's overseas. I believe he's in India, and he said that he wants to die.
Yes,
like
he's
does not want to be in the
127.
Yeah, he does not want to be in the world anymore.
He's done, and he just wants to die at this point.
Yeah.
Because I said to him, at a certain point, everyone else you know is dead. So you've seen so much. I think only so many years are meant to be lived on this earth.
Yeah.
What's going on?
But yeah, I think at a certain point you come to just a feeling of like accomplishment, or you feel like you've done it all. And
maybe if we have some older viewers on here, and I'm not trying to say they're old, but I'd love an older viewer to hop on here and say like they're content with what they've done in their life thus far.
Because have you ever noticed that most old people who are, whether they're diagnosed with an illness and they know they're on their way out, or if they're just old, so mathematically they're like, I'm probably going to die within the next like 10, 15 years. Most of them don't really talk about it that much. They don't seem upset about it. They don't seem sad. They actually seem happier than younger people. Younger people have so much more to live. There's so much more time to live, but they seem more anxious and uncertain. And maybe that uncertainty is what leads to depression sometimes, or what leads to like the fear of death, because like they're afraid. But when you're 85, you're like, all right, well, if I died right now, I lived a great life.
Yeah,
so maybe,
I've already crossed 85 years.
Yeah, I think the wisdom and the experience helps you when you get older.
I think that just makes sense. I can't see it being any other way. But it's an interesting thing we have going on here in the comment section because a lot of people originally said that they'd be cool with dying young, but I don't. At the end of the day, it's
because then you got to put yourself. If you're cool with dying young, how would you feel if, like, right now you're in your early 20s, like a lot of our viewers are, and you find out that you have like stage 4 cancer, and the doctor tells you have 6 months to live. I'm sure you're not going to be too excited about it. But I guess there's a difference between, like, being, like, excited or just being, like, ready or okay with it. I don't know. It's tough.
Death is so finite.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
But I was telling you how grateful people are.
It kills me, and it's so accurate and it's so cliche, but it's just, I don't know why it's so true that it always takes death for people to be like, wow, like, life is beautiful. Yeah. Life is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it's so cliche, and I don't know, I don't want to get here.
No, it's true,
I'm just
though.
like, but why is that?
Like, it's cliche, but you don't
And we also said on, like, a previous podcast, it's like, when a celebrity dies, everybody loses their shit. As if it's something odd that people die. Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Everyone's like, how did this happen? How could this happen? Why would people die?
Right.
And even worse than that is when it's somebody older or somebody in their, like, 60s that did hardcore drugs throughout their celebrity career and then they just die of a heart attack.
Right.
There's nothing odd about that.
Yeah.
And everyone goes nuts.
Yeah, I think that, like John just mentioned in the comment section, like people are getting a little confused because we said die. Like, they're two different questions. So would you rather die young as a hero or go out as an old man or woman but not be a hero or not? You just go out in a normal way. So there's that question, and then there's a separate question
like,
of,
do you fear
are
death?
you afraid or do you fear death in general? And I would say most people do. That's why people don't like talking about it, or they try to look for other things. But it's just crazy to me because I just think about like how quickly like something could, like, I hate to talk about it. I think it's such a sad mortal subject, and we can always like get away from it. But it's just something that people like tend to stray away from. And I think that if we talked about it more, maybe people would be a little bit more at ease with it, So
there's no answers here either. It's so freaky. It's like the one concept, like when you're like a 9-year-old kid and you realize that you're not going to live forever.
Yeah.
Like, I remember how many nights as a young kid I would go to bed so afraid to die. Did you have that experience?
You were afraid to eat too.
Well, let's just talk about that. We'll get away from death. We'll get away from death right now.
Stomach vacuum.
I did a stomach vacuum as a kid. I would flex when I was a little kid, and I'd suck in my belly.
You had a stomach
So I want everyone to know, when I was a child, I would go a week, a few days at a time, like, say, like 2 weeks, I'd eat minimal amount. And, is this going there too? And I would just not eat.
Yeah.
So hold on, I just touched the screen. What happened? It's
The
darker
screen
now.
just gets dark sometimes. It's weird. It's very odd, right?
You want to touch it?
Touch it.
Yeah.
There
It's worth messing with you guys right now.
Yeah.
Because we don't care.
Yeah.
So, I feared being fat as a kid, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I was at the mall with my family, and I walked past this gentleman, and he was so big. Like, not just like a fat guy. Like, he was morbidly obese, like possibly something wrong, like a thyroid issue. Okay. He was huge. Okay. And I remember, I think I cried on the spot, and I went home, and I had never seen a man so large, and I was so fearful.
You were scared.
I didn't know it was possible to be that big.
This is the first fat person you've ever seen?
It was one of the fattest I ever saw.
Wow.
And my first time as a kid, I'm like, holy crap, this is possible. So my mother will tell you, she had to take me to the pediatrician because I was refusing food. Wow. I refused to get this big. And you thought it was crazy.
But it kind of makes sense because even now, I'll be like, oh, what'd you have for dinner? You're like, oh, maybe I'll just get almonds.
No.
Well, we had pizza like a couple weeks ago. I mean, we had pizza tonight and you're fine. But we had pizza a couple weeks ago and you were so upset. Black John was trying. We had pizza a couple weeks ago and you were livid with yourself. You couldn't believe that you actually like went out of your way to get the slice. You said you didn't need it, but you got it anyway. You look great. You look great.
I fear. I'm never gonna be fat. Quote me.
That's a quote. I'm never gonna be fat. And then one day you're gonna be in the mall.
You're gonna be
in the Bayshore Mall, and there's gonna be another little kid looking.
And he's gonna point, and he's gonna cry.
I never want to be that.
Wow.
It's an
when Two Kevs and a Mic is on TMZ, for whatever reason, I'm gonna be 35 and huge and fat, and they're gonna pull up this video, and they're gonna say, "Quote me on it. I'm never gonna be fat."
So staying with death.
Going back to death.
This death happened a while ago, but his son was on what was it? The Ellen DeGeneres show. Steve Irwin.
Oh my
Which show was
god!
it?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Steve Irwin's son, Robert, was on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon show.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the first like live appearances that Robert Irwin has done.
Mhm.
I think he's like 12,
Right.
and you guys may have seen I shared it from my personal page. And I don't know what experience you have with
Mhm.
Steve Irwin growing up, but I got so emotional, dude. Like I started like tearing up watching
Mhm.
this video
Mm-hmm.
because I loved Steve Irwin as
Mhm.
a kid. I loved his shows. I was so into his stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I was crushed when he died. I was so upset.
How long ago? He died. What year did he die? It was like 2000.
It was
It
I was
the
I was
mid-2000s,
like
yeah.
10 or
Yeah,
11 or
okay.
12 when he
Okay, so
died.
it was a while.
It was a while ago, and it was so bad and horrific. At least for me.
Was it really? It was horrific for you. You love Steve Irwin.
I loved Steve Irwin. Like he
You
was
thought,
my
like,
dude.
Like the cat. Like you wanted to catch snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, my family will tell you I was obsessed with reptiles. I had 1,000,000 reptiles as a kid, and he was just so pure and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody like he's so charismatic,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was so cool to see his son following in his footsteps. And he was like a spitting image of his father. The way
Yeah.
he was acting, like
Mhm.
you gotta watch it. It's just so beautiful. The way his mannerisms were, like I was just like, his father would be so proud.
Right.
And you want to talk about leaving a legacy and not being able to live to old age, dude? In my eyes, Steve Irwin is one of my greatest heroes. And I feel like I get away from it. I don't think about it every day, but like, damn, like he was such a genuine person. He took a lot of heat because he was a little weird and
Mhm.
eccentric, but he was so pure when he was speaking to
Yeah.
people, and he cared so much about something. And
You thought he was a reptile whisperer?
more so, he just cared so much.
Yeah.
He cared so much about animals. Like, how often in a lifetime do you find somebody that's so passionate about something, and it's intoxicating that somebody cares so much about something and they die doing what they love. Obviously, I wish he had died in another way, like from a crocodile, but died from a freaking
Right.
stingray barb,
Right.
which is horrific, went through his heart. And there's only so many times in our lifetime that we find, I mean, on a personal level, people we know, or people in the mainstream media that are genuine in what they believe and what they are. Like, I feel like there's nothing fake about him. Like,
Mhm.
he's so transparent. He is who he is, and his son was like a spitting image of him, and I just
I
got
always
so
wondered
choked
how
up.
he rocked those shorts, that outfit,
It's
while he was
beast.
going to hunt down venomous animals.
Those are short shorts.
Yeah. He had
Did you-
short shorts on, and
Did you watch him growing up?
Not a lot. Like I would watch it every once in a while if he was on. Yeah, of course, like everyone did. But I didn't watch him. Like I don't know if he had like a set time for that show or something. Did he?
Okay.
Like I wouldn't like all right,
tell me.
Sunday night at 7, Steve Irwin's on. But if
No,
it was
I
on-
also
yeah,
like I
see.
bought like all like the VCRs of
Okay,
his.
so
too,
you
man.
love this dude.
Like I would
yeah.
rewatch
Like,
all his
You're
shows.
gonna cry soon. Yeah.
They're telling me right now I might cry. I just want to make sure that
Can you just block him?
I also want. Can you guys just let us know if the screen is dark, because it looks a little dark on our
It
end,
does
right?
look dark. It does look dark.
Does the screen look dark?
Is the screen dark? That's the
We're
bold
talking
question.
about dark. We're talking about death tonight. We're talking about death so much.
Mhm.
So let us know on there. We see you.
Mhm.
Is the screen dark to you? It's bright. Okay, cool. I don't know what's going on. This is why we kind of ignore the comment section during our live shows. Let it be known if you're sharing this. Hit public at the top to make sure that your shares go public on your page. We're recording again for YouTube. The YouTube will be up one day.
Yeah, one day.
Dude,
So-
I was so alright. So I was so pumped about Steve Irwin's son on that show.
Yeah. So like when I knew immediately that you had some sort of
Emotional connection.
sentimental connection. Yeah, emotional connection, because the fact that you like linked the Steve Irwin's son on Jimmy Fallon, you like shared it and put it on Facebook, and like I forgot what you said, but you said something.
I was
that
like,
just-
Steve Irwin's would be so
Yeah, you were
proud.
so emotional about
I
it.
was so
like, wow,
emotional,
you really
man.
love it.
because like he was a spitting image of his father, and it was awesome.
He's like
dude.
13, right? So he must have been like a baby, right? Or like really young when his son died. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting text messages from people saying that I'm sucking Steve Irwin
Guys,
hard.
send KP a text, send us a DM if you have anything
I'm
to say
going
about
through
KP's
something.
obsession with Steve Irwin.
I'm
or
obsessed.
KP's feelings when it
He's
comes
a
to Steve
beast.
Irwin. Please let us know. Like, you guys need to tell us. Like, if it's weird about how much how upset KP is in regards to Steve Irwin's death, especially because it happened so long ago.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
It brought up some new emotions for me.
Do you have like a poster of him on your wall? That'd be
don't.
cool. Maybe that's something I can get you for Christmas. We should exchange this year.
We should. And I want you to tell me what you think of Tim Tebow.
Okay. Tim Tebow was like a great college quarterback. He was a pretty bad NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes over the top during his interviews, but for the most part, like a really nice guy. Gives a lot back to the community. Donates a lot to charity. Works with kids, and now he's actually a pretty good analyst on TV. So
does he do a good job with that?
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah. I want you to tell me what you mean when you say his interviews were a little bit over the top.
Because here's my thing. Like, I have no problem if you are a Christian and after the game you're thankful for what you believe he did for you to help you win the game, or just the fact that you didn't get injured. But sometimes he would ignore the question. So if I'm Aaron Andrews and I ask you, Tim, how did you throw that game-winning touchdown pass? You should explain to us how you threw the game-winning touchdown pass. We, as the fans, want to know, like, what kind of defense was coming, who was open, did you audible, was the play called by the coach, like how did it feel, like, what emotions are going through you? And all he would ever say is, well, first and foremost, I want to thank Jesus Christ, I got to thank my Lord and Savior, and he would go on. And I think that's where people get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like, people don't get upset because he's mentioning it. It's the fact that he mentions it after every single question, and he just keeps going on. But continue.
No, I figured that was going to be like the only thing that you said, because you're always logical.
Yeah.
That's why I bring it up, and I kind of like, I cornered you. I knew you were going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad you did, because you always end up so logical about these things, whereas other people, it comes up, and they're like, he's like a Jesus freak, and he's obnoxious. Like, you're not saying that at all.
No.
You genuinely want him to answer
He's a good guy.
from a football tactic.
Yeah.
Why did you throw the pass in that moment?
Yeah. Like, I can imagine being a journalist, it had to be a little frustrating, because you would ask him a question and it wasn't like he gave a quick shout out, like, all right, quick shout out, I want to thank God. Anyway, he would just go on, like, I want to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. I just think of Jesus. And it's like, all right, like, that has nothing to do right now. Now, as I have to ask you, as a God-fearing gentleman, Kev, do you feel like you're being, like, helped? Like, if you became a professional soccer player, and you scored the game-winning goal to win the United States the World Cup, would you thank Jesus Christ, or would you maybe just think of him in your head, or do you think that he has no significance at all into, like, you playing the sport?
Well, that's the cool thing about a platform like that, dude. So whether it be people in the music world, the music industry, sports, or actors and actresses, they have a platform, and in that moment they have a choice to push whatever agenda they want.
Right.
And no one can take that away from them, because it's like, they made it, they have the platform, and you're listening. So they're going to do what they want. Yeah. And in that moment, we all have a choice. So I'd like to think that if I reached that level of success and a dream of scoring the game-winning goal in the World Cup for the United States against Germany, or Colombia, or Spain, I'd be hyped. Yeah. And I'd like to think I'd be so grateful in that moment for all that I have, that I would mention and say, I'd like to thank God for every single blessing I have in my life, that I was able to make it to this point. I wouldn't go off on a tangent necessarily, because I feel like at a certain point, people tune out. Yeah. My thing is, I think we've discussed this, that if you're ever pushing your belief on somebody, you're not going to win them over by talking about it. Right. I want to say that again. If you believe something in your heart and you want to push your beliefs on other people, you can't talk. Talking about it isn't going to do it. There are a lot of... You keep laughing at the comments tonight.
No, I'm listening.
That's not how you're going to push your beliefs. It's going to be through your actions.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it's just plain and simple.
Because I've been watching sports my whole life, and if you think of the four major sports, he's not the first guy to ever thank God during an interview. Right. Baseball players, Barry Bonds broke the home run record, and he would point to the sky every time he got to home plate. No one had a problem with it, though, because he was so quick and subtle. It was like he stepped on home plate, he pointed up to God, and that was it. Right. But I just think that I don't know why people pick on him so much, especially him, because he's such a nice guy. He really is. He's such a great guy. So I really don't have a problem with it. Like I wasn't like angered. But I don't think I wasn't angered by it. But I was just sometimes like, all right, it's a little like even like my dad, who's like a big Christian, was kind of like, all right, that's like a little, you know.
And I don't know enough of the specific interviews to be like people are sensitive or they need to shut up and let him say what he wants. But I could imagine that he kind of went over the top sometimes. But I think he's a beast and he's mad courageous for standing up in today's day and age, this secular day and age where people are ridiculed for actually having a faith background, and he just owned it. And not only does he own it, he actually lives it. Like it's like he has so many works that he does outside the sports world, and it's so cool. Because there's so many times that we have these people that are idolized in society or viewed on major platforms, and they don't live up to what they say. They don't. So I think it's so rare, and that's why I put Tim Tebow in our notes here next to Steve Irwin, because I'm going to say Steve Irwin again.
Steve.
There's only so many genuine people that actually push and practice what they preach, and I feel like we connect with that so much in a society where we're so drowned out by people claiming things and not being about it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. They're both great guys. Steve, you know, he's no longer with us, Kev, but Tim at least.
He's gonna troll me about this now. I opened up to him.
No, I just never seen you like this. It's crazy. So we have some comments going back and forth.
There's a lot of comments.
I really want to, I don't want to get too into it, but Connor did mention that he got into a bar with sweatpants on Saturday. So tell me about
you guys know bars on Long Island. I don't know how it is too much elsewhere. You have to dress to a certain standard for the bar. A lot of bars don't let you wear Timbs, white T-shirts, like dry fit sports attire. And we go out to Patchogue Saturday night. Connor Dillon, a good friend of ours, goes to the bar with us. So he's rocking sweatpants and his Nike boots. Now, he got these Nike boots. He saw a Hotline Bling music video, and he bought them because he thought they were cool.
Okay.
All right, so he got those boots for that reason. But he's in sweats. So we get up to the front of the bar. First of all, the bouncer, I don't have a problem with it, but the bouncer, we were with like 6 or 7 girls, I think.
Okay.
He said, all right, like next few people, he let them go in. And then he stopped the guys, and he's like, we're only letting girls in right now. All right?
Okay.
So you could you imagine if the roles were reversed, and they're like, sorry, ladies, stand out here in the cold. We're only letting guys in right now. And
does it upset you?
Let it be known, I'm not mad.
You're not
But it's
mad.
one of the, I'm not mad, and I think the women should always be allowed in first. That's not what I'm saying here. I just think it's funny.
Okay.
Because certain people would be like, equality.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should all go in at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that like this goes back to like what we were talking last week about the double standard, but I still want to know how Connor got in.
Okay, so Connor gets denied at the front door.
Okay.
He gets denied by the bouncer, as he should. He didn't live up to the dress code of that bar, Meatball. Okay, so he gets denied. So all the guys go in. Now all the girls are like, you guys left Connor outside? They're like, why would you do that? Like, what is he going to do? And we're all like, he's a grown man. Like, we have a code as guys. Like, if one of the guys doesn't get in, tough shit.
Okay.
That's what it is. We never worry about Connor getting in either, because he always finagles his way into a bar.
Yeah.
So Meatball was packed. So by the time we make it to the back of the bar, by the bar section in the back, Connor meets us halfway, and he's like, sup, guys? And all the girls are like, how'd you get in? And we're like, he always finds a way in. So Connor somehow finagled his way into Meatball. Calmly. He must have went through the back while the bartenders weren't looking, the bouncers weren't looking, or something was going on outside, where Connor sneaks on in. And he got into the bar, and he's rocking sweats and Meatball. And he got other dudes there.
He was rocking sweats and Meatball.
He was rocking sweats and Meatball.
So, wait, so he originally got denied, you're saying?
He got denied at the front door.
And then somehow got in.
They weren't allowing entrance in the back door. Because typically they allow front and back, but this night was packed for whatever reason. And they let him in. And no, they didn't let him in. And he somehow enters through the back.
Awesome.
Are you pumped about that?
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Connor. And I'm excited for those guys at Patchogue to let him in, because there had to be someone that knew what was going on. Because then, even once he's in the bar, like, someone could clearly see that he's got Adidas sweatpants on.
Right. And I get that these bars are allowed to have this dress code, but in reality, are sweatpants hurting anybody if they're paying?
He's excited right now because he's the center of attention on the podcast.
Let's get away from
But
that
I want to
then.
get to my mini rant of the week. So I need to get your opinion on this because I know you're going to give me some good feedback, and I
Where's the
know there's a
phone,
lot of men and women out there who are interested in getting married.
Some of you guys might want to get married.
Yeah, eventually, someday, right? So this is so intriguing to me. So Steph and I have talked about over the summer we went to a couple weddings. You know what the garter is? Pulling off the garter off the woman?
Yeah.
So I think this is
Scandalous.
one of the most scandalous, ridiculous things
Whoa.
ever. So obviously, for those of you who don't know, if you go to a wedding, there is a moment in which at many weddings, the bride sits down in a chair
Tell me
and
about it.
the groom will get on his knees
Tell me about it.
and reach under
What
the
happens?
bride's dress and grab the garter. It's like a stocking thingy-majig, and he'll pull it off. Now, before this happens, there's a big attention-grabbing moment where the DJ announces it. They play some dirty, weird 80s porn music sometimes, or they play I don't know, I'm sexy and I know it, or something weird. And the guy gets on his knees and all his bros are chanting. Now, the most awkward part about this, in my opinion, is that the parents are there. Now,
Right.
Steph and I were saying, if we were to get married, there is no
Wait,
chance.
who pulls the garter?
The groom, the
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
girl is in a wedding dress, and obviously a dress, you could see up a dress if you go underneath it.
Right.
So the guy
And
would
I've
get
seen,
down.
you know what? I've seen videos where guys crawl up there with their teeth and they bite it off of her in the presence of the family
Yeah.
member. So I see where you're going.
And
with
no,
this.
Stacey, I'm not hating on the 80s, and I'm also, let it be known, I'm not hating on anyone that has done this. Anyone out there that has already been married and they did this, I get it. It's a thing, it's a tradition. But I just
doesn't
thought that
agree with
as
it.
we get older, this is a tradition that would eventually fade away, right? Because I would feel so uncomfortable. There's no
Yeah.
chance I would want to do this in front of my parents, let alone in front of the bride-to-be's parents, right? So then I'm thinking,
Yeah.
so I had a conversation with Steph and her friends, and they were all saying, besides Steph, that they definitely want to do it. It was without question. Oh no, I need to do that. It's tradition. I definitely want to do that. But I don't know how y'all could just gonna let your
I think that's the first time Kevin King said y'all.
I don't know how you're gonna
You've never said that before.
I don't know how you're gonna. Dave's is just coming
He's
out.
pissed.
Dave is coming
Trey,
at me.
Where are you
I
going?
don't know how you're gonna let.
Where are you going?
a man
you backing
get-
up
I
here?
don't
What
know
are you
how-
doing?
I
All right,
don't know
I'll
how-
turn my
I
chair
don't know how
too.
you're gonna let a man get down on his knees, get down on his knees, and just pull it off you in front of your father. And what if your grandpa's there? What if
He's
your aunts and
pissed.
uncles are there? Your closest friends? What if you have a teacher that you invited to the wedding? What if you invited a teacher to the wedding? And then, you're just it looks like I can't help it. Maybe I'm a little perverted, but it really looks like you're going down on the girl. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like you're getting in that position to perform an oral sex act, and it's crazy to me. I can't believe it.
Wow.
And then they pull it down, and then they whirl it around their head, and they throw it.
I
and
didn't
just
know he was
think
going to
it's
bring this
ridiculous.
up. He's freaking out.
No, because I can't believe this, and I thought that am I right? Millennials, we're definitely gonna sway away from this. But I talked to 3 girls, and they're all oh no, yeah, I definitely want to do it.
So
and
they're
here's the
yeah,
thing.
I want my upper thigh to show, semi-groin. I want my
But I
dad to see
talked
me
about
pull
tradition on the other podcast,
Yeah,
and that's
yes.
the reason why they wanted to do it. They said
Tradition.
once I think my parents would want me to do it. I'm but my response to that was okay, because I'm why?
Yeah. There's probably lots of things our ancestors want us
Yeah.
to do that we shouldn't do.
Yeah,
Let
not
the record
happening.
show. We don't want slaves. We
I
want
need to
equal
know.
rights.
For all, so I got some, but for any girl that's listening right now,
Let them know.
or if they listen after, you need to comment about the garter situation. For me, guys, this is what I'm most interested in. I need to know if you guys will be doing this. Connor, will you be taking off your wife's garter? Will you be doing this at your wedding?
Yeah, I feel like this is a big one. I feel like the woman. I sound like you. I feel like the woman is the one who kind of decides this when they are planning the wedding. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, honey, I want to do that, or I don't."
Yeah.
So I feel like this is more so for the women.
What about
That-
you?
I mean, talking to you right now, it seems like a waste of time. Why are we gonna remove? First of all,
What
we're
if
gonna
it's
take
heavy?
we're gonna take time. I don't care if my family wants me to do it. Let that be known right now. I don't care if that
Bold.
bold. Let it be known. First of all, it takes away from the dance floor. So we're getting off the dance floor. Everybody clear off my dance floor so I can go up my wife's leg grab her by her upper groin and thigh and pull it down and be like, woo! Like, why? You know what? It's not happening. We're not doing it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always the minority when it comes to conversations. Like, no one ever agrees with me on anything. I feel like most people, I'm going to get so much backlash on this, and everyone's going to say that they love the garter, and they're definitely going to do it, and
we don't care if you like the garter.
Like, I'm happy that you at least agree with me, because I thought maybe you were going to say, like, Kev, like, how could you not
Tradition.
Want to do the garter?
No.
So you're not feeling it.
Because here's the thing. I've never even thought about this being a thing in my life. Like, it hasn't come up where I've been like, do I want to do that or not? But now that you're bringing it up, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped.
But what if there's, like, a fight? Like, what if, like, you and your wife, it's like, she's like, I want you to go down on me and pull off my garter. Like,
pull it off, Kev!
Yeah.
No. If she genuinely wants it to happen, we'll meet at the kneecap.
Meet at the kneecap.
I'll see you at the kneecap.
It's just so
And I'll
weird.
Gently take it, and we'll go, woo.
Like, it would be funny if it was all, like, friends. Like, if you got married in your 20s and it was all 20-years there. But if your parents are there and there's, like, grandparents there.
I've seen some raunchy videos on Facebook.
And I know that, like, most, 99.9% of parents wouldn't get upset by it. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the awkwardness. Like, I felt awkward just watching some of this happen at some of the weddings. I don't know.
Wow. They think that you're thinking it's a going down thing in
Listen,
the comment section.
You cannot deny the fact that, like, a lot of people who are watching this go on at a wedding are thinking, like, wow, like, this is, like, very, very, like, because it's not like it's put at, like, the ankle. Like, they have to go, like, up, and it's just a weird thing. And like I said, a lot of DJs at the wedding will play music, like sexual music, like to make it funny, and then like the dad's in the back and he's like joking around, he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him or whatever. It's just an awkward thing.
I'm so glad you brought up fathers, because I have a topic here.
Oh god.
We're gonna change the topic here. I need to talk about dads and brothers. Okay?
Dads and brothers.
So at the diner last week, we got into a conversation about how much I respect and appreciate when you meet your girlfriend's parents, and they're respectful and they're cool. It's so appreciated because you see in the movies, I really haven't had a first-hand experience. I don't know if you had any guys in here who've had an experience where they've gone to a girl's house and the dad and brother are just complete douchebags, and they're like, you want to date my daughter? And they like grab him, like, take a seat, buddy, like shotgun. Like, I
just want to talk to him.
Yeah, I just want to let me talk to him. Like, I've never had that experience. Like, my girlfriend Brooks, like, her brother and father, like, from day one, have been so respectful, and what? That's a first.
We have to go right back.
What's up, YouTube? Our Facebook Live just ended. And that's a first.
Because of a bad connection, guys. In the middle of your rant.
Wow. Connor don't say it's gone.
Thanks.
Hang on. Here we go. We're going to splice this on YouTube, and then we'll be back on.
What do we do now? Post?
Yeah, post it. It's going to be 2 separate videos. Wow, first time for everything, and it's been fire tonight, too. Everybody's on it tonight. This is crazy. We're 45 minutes in anyway. So that's pretty good, right?
Yep.
What's up, Facebook Live? This is 2 Kevs in a Mic podcast, episode
back.
7, part 2.
Wow.
So for some reason, we lost the connection, so everybody hop back on. I'm going to let everyone hop in for a hot second here. It went away.
Thanks.
And that's okay.
Thanks, Trump.
East Islip Public Library doesn't want us to win. Everybody hop back in here. We'll wait.
There was a connection problem. We actually had technical difficulties.
That's a first, guys. Technical difficulties. I'm going to talk to you about brothers and dads.
We'll talk about brothers and dads.
I'm just going to share it again.
Look at this. Look at our...
Hop back in.
Look at these fans. We already have 9 back.
Yes.
We have 9 back. Connor keeps telling us we screwed up all night.
Talk to them. Talk to them.
So, guys, KP's going to talk about brothers and dads. We're going to get this up. Part 2 is here. Don't worry. Had a connection problem.
Worry. You'll play.
People were freaking out. Don't worry. Kevin Pelosi has joined the podcast.
Did it show me on there?
Yeah. Brooke Ash is here.
I just want to share it from my personal page.
Yeah, share it from
Just trying to get back up here. That's all.
All right. Tell us about Brothers and dads.
All right. Brothers and dads, it's always so appreciated when you go to their house and they're respectful from day
Right.
one.
Mhm.
Like, I want to make it known, when I have a daughter, you've made note of this too, because I have a sister that has
Right.
had boyfriends. Make a note of it that I've always been respectful since
Oh,
day
yeah.
one. Like, he's not going to come in my house and I'm going to get in his face and be a dick. Why would I be rude?
Yeah.
Like, that's not how you get off on the right foot.
No.
And I think that's kind of a thing of the past, from a generation
For the most part.
gap
sometimes.
speaking. I mean, have you had a bad experience?
No, I haven't had a bad experience, but then again, I really haven't had a lot of experience with women in general in my life. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
guys have had a bad experience with a girl in the past and her father or brother, sit them down, have a conversation, tell them that it's not the way to be. Because isn't it so appreciated, wouldn't you say? Like, when I have a daughter and she comes of age to date and she says, Dad, like, I have a guy. I want my daughter to want to bring a guy home to me. Because here's the problem. I had friends in high school. I had girls that were my friends in high school. I was friend zoned a lot in high school, okay? And a lot of my girls that were my friends, they had fathers that definitely weren't fond of them bringing men home, okay? So here's the thing. I want to conduct a household where my daughter is proud to bring a man home to me, or even as a teen and they're just friends and they're kind of dating. I want her to be like, come over to my house. Like, my dad, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be, but don't get me wrong. There has to be a tone set. Like,
I feel like that would just make the boyfriend more of a dick. If you
if
you met the dad and the dad was a dick, wouldn't that make you want to just act like more of a dick and like be a little more like
it's such not a way to start. And don't get it wrong. I'm going to set the tone with this young man, and he's going to respect my household, and most of all, my daughter. Okay, I'm not going to be like, hey, buddy, have a beer, we're friends.
Right.
No, you're dating my daughter.
Mhm.
I'm here if you need me. You're more than welcome to be in my household, have dinner with us, be a part of this family. But I'm not going to be a prick to you.
No.
I think it's a tone of respect.
Yeah, because I
love a guy in here to say, like, no, like, I'm going to be an ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think that when you're young, like, no one thinks they're going to act a certain way, and then when you get older and you actually have these experiences, you change your mindset a little. I think a lot of what we believe now, well, like, most of us, on certain topics and, like, discussions will, like, think a whole nother way, you know?
Right.
So you could, like, look back on this in 20 years, 10 years, 20 years if you're a dad.
I might eat my words.
And you might eat your words and be like, wow, I can't believe I was talking all that junk. I'm that dad with the shotgun on the couch, you know? I don't want you to be the dad with the shotgun on the couch. But you could be.
What are you going to be?
I'm going to be...
Are you going to have kids?
Yeah, I'm going to have, like, kids, and what's going to happen is I'm going to be the dad who is, like, the driver dad, but is really quiet. Like, I'm the dad that, like, picks the friends up from the bar at, like, 3 a.m., and everyone's like, oh, just call your dad, Ken. Like, let's say my son's name is, like, Ken.
Wow, Ken King.
Like, and they're like, yo, you know, just call your dad. I'm the dad that comes at, like, 3 a.m. and, like, doesn't say a word, and they're like, thanks for the ride. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Get out of my car.
Yeah, get out of my car. Like, I'm just the designated driver dad.
You're going to be the designated driver
Each dad...
my kids are going to get rides from you?
Yeah, because each dad has a different role, you know?
Yeah, each dad has a different role. You don't want to be... No one wants to be... I don't think you should want to be the cool mom or cool dad in the sense that you're trying to party with your kids.
Because I don't want my house getting taken away, you know?
Are kids going to drink in your house?
No, kids are not going to drink in my house.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's false. They are, but I'm not going to know. You know what I mean? Because my kid's going to be stealthy, just like me.
I'm going to change topics here.
Okay.
What do you think about zodiac signs?
I didn't used to be into them at all, but you kind of got me into them lately.
Whoa. Okay. Zodiac signs. The zodiac sign app that you have. Bullshit. A little bit. Okay.
Really?
Here's the thing. You can go into a zodiac sign app, click any of the signs, and find a connection to it. That's like when you get say like I buy a Hyundai Elantra and I've never seen one before. Mm-hmm. What do I start to see when I go on the road? Plenty of those, okay? Because here's the problem with the zodiac and the signs. when you're born, the day you're born designates your zodiac sign. I have a theory. If we're going to have a sign based off the constellation, it should be based off your conception date. Because that's the energy in the world when you were created. Doesn't that make more sense? Like, we're naming it off your birth when you come out of the womb. So conception is when the energy, I'm not saying it's a human, we're not going into that.
Right.
But I'm saying that's when the energy starts to form to create you.
Right.
So wouldn't you say that's more significant than when you come out of the vagina?
Yeah. I mean, so they're saying that because you could be born in a different month, that you're going to have different
personality traits and your path is going to.
The weird thing is like, they're saying like the whole path thing. So like I noticed like a lot of the personality traits I can relate to, and I'm like, wow, that's me, right?
Right.
But I also, you have to look at other zodiac signs and be like, wow, if I was a Pisces, I could also say that was me. But the odd thing to me is when you get into the whole daily horoscope, and you look at your daily horoscope, and it's like, within a couple of days, something new and promising is going to happen to you, and then nothing new and promising ever happens to me.
And the problem is, people dictate their day by this.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know about your glasses.
They're not $39.99. They're actually just $39. $39glasses.com, guys. Take a look at it. But, yeah, like, Mistretta likes the compatibility ones. I really haven't looked at those. But I'd be interested to see, like, what it says for, like, I'm a Cancer. I'd be interested to see who I'm supposed to be compatible with. And then think to myself, even though I've had such a short dating history, if that's ever worked out.
You've done well.
I know. I've had such a short dating history. You, on the other hand, would be perfect. You'd be like, oh, well, let's see. Like, the Pisces, the Cancer, the Sagittarius.
I haven't dated a lot of girls. I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I've gotten to know a lot of people on a friend level.
Yeah.
You know? And there's definitely a lot of different energies out there.
Yeah, it depends on.
I think there's 12 signs?
Because I thought you were into the zodiac sign, but now
I'm into energy and the constellation and the fact that we're nothing but made of the same thing as this black microphone.
Right.
Let it be known we're going with the black mic this
Again,
week.
Guys, keep your eye out on.
We're gonna do a vote. We're gonna do a vote on whether we like the black or the champagne.
Yeah, we have to give the champagne a couple more opportunities because I don't think people really remember.
Yeah, not enough people know about that. But I want to do a poll as well since we're live and we have people in here. We want to know what time slot you guys think works best for you for 2 Kevs and a mic. Because don't get it twisted, 2 Kevs and a mic will be on YouTube and you'll be able to watch on there, and then we'll be on iTunes as well. We're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
But the live show is something we're going to want to stick with permanently and do because it's fun, and we're on here with you guys. So we do the 7:30 time slot, but our question really is, do you think pushing back the time slot would make sense a little more? Yeah. Maybe like an 8:30 start or a 9 o'clock start? Because
we've noticed that the later the podcast goes,
like the later the show,
the more people jump in. So if it's more convenient for you guys to listen late at night rather than earlier in the evening, like 7:30.
This is specifically for the live feed.
Yeah.
Okay, specifically for the live feed, because on iTunes and YouTube, that's on your own time, okay, and that's going to happen. But live feed, like, we're at 20 viewers right now, like, live on here.
Yeah.
You know? So we're just curious. So, Kev, I want you to skim through this iPad here. Give me another topic, because we're on a roll, and we have the viewers, so let's just keep going with this. This is part 2 of episode 7.
Yeah. So we got a big night tonight. So, all right. So, good topics.
There's a lot.
We have a lot, guys. We have a lot. Because we've had some topics in here forever. We should like name this like a vault or something like that.
The vault.
Okay, wait. Because I'm gonna ask you about it because it's your topic, and then I'm gonna jump in. Posting pictures with insane filters. You've had a lot of thoughts about this.
Not as much as I did when I wrote it down a few weeks ago.
So now you don't care.
No, more so. Do we think it's? No, I think more so. I want to talk about Instagram in the sense that there's some do's and don'ts.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Time out. Yes, there definitely is a way to Instagram and a way not to Instagram. Please don't fill it up by posting like 4 Instagram pictures in one day.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. But there's a video going around of this guy that I know a lot of people have probably shared, and the guy's talking about the problem with relationships today, and he says the problem with relationships is that
the video
we're all living fake lives. Everyone's living a fake life because we're all on Instagram.